What up, what up, what up? What's happening? Que lo que miente? Welcome to Love, Purpose, and Passports. Hope all is well and all are passport ready or passport getting ready. For those of you that don't know, I am Mr. Pro for You, living in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic with a beautiful Dominicana. And for those of you that are new to the LPP fam, we're here for you. Consultations. If you're thinking about moving here or just spending an extended period of time here, or maybe you just want to know the best way to move around here, we're here for you. LDRs, long distance relationships. We've been there, we've done that, and here we are. Relationship coaching. We're here for you. Interpreting. Language barrier issues with your significant other. We're here for you. Shoot us an email and we'll get you situated. Super chats. MJ Move. MJ Move hit us with the 3 super chats. Brother wanted to know how to pay for a consultation. It was a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you for supporting the channel. We appreciate you, brother. LPP fam. Be whole. Brother B. Hit us with the $10 super chat. Appreciate you both. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. This brother's been supporting the channel, and I mean, he just hits us and we look up. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. We thank you. You know, it's just amazing that, you know, we have people out here that, you know, really rock with us like this. And we appreciate you, brother. Thank you, LPP fam. Now to the topic. Can Dominicanas be trusted? Let's do it. A lot of you want relationships here. But the first hurdle you're having problems getting beyond is trust. Trust is one of the big 3 that we as men build our relationships on. Trust, respect, and loyalty. Trust is the #1 reason I hear that men give for being uneasy about starting relationships here. And I understand that. Trust is something that leaves us vulnerable. And the last thing a man wants to feel is that he's left himself positioned to be vulnerable to the elements. The elements being left vulnerable to the whims of an unworthy, untrustworthy chica. A lot of times when we picture our relationships, we picture a perfect, basic relationship, meaning we see ourselves with a woman that has our back exclusively, not many details. But when it comes to the trust part, it's a little different. Many guys believe that trust means we should be able to give her the combination to the safe. And a lot of times it's not the safe to the money. It's the safe to, and let's not BS. When a man starts giving a woman access to the safe, he's already given her access to his heart. But this isn't really about that now. This is just putting the T word in place as far as the value it holds to us as men. So how do we get there? And we're not talking about keys to the safe. That was just an example of what some men believe trust to be. Most, if not all of you, at this point in life have experienced your trust being violated. And some of you have no trust left to give ever again. Nothing but a cold stone in that department. We understand, and that's a different level. If you fit in that category, respectfully, you may be excused from this conversation. Please sign the book on your way out if you choose not to stay. Then there are those of you that would like to have a woman that can be trusted, but you're not a trustworthy person. You may be excused from this conversation. Respectfully, please sign the book on your way out if you choose not to stay. Now, there are some of you that are decent relationship type of men that would like to be in a relationship with a good Dominicana that you can trust to trust, but you really don't know how to wisely cross over into Trustlandia in this situation. Can it be done? Well, there's a lot of mongering in this travel space we're in. A couple types. There's the type we're all familiar with, whether we partake or not. But then there's another type of mongering that's gotten out of control. It's fear mongering. There's a saying where I come from, a scared man can't win. We don't approach relationships with a victim's mentality or from a position of fear over here. If you in fear, don't do it. And I know As men, we don't like to say we're in fear. So let's just say if you're experiencing extreme doubt, overly concerned, don't do it. Again, we don't approach relationships from a position of fear over here. And shout out to the men that can't or don't do relationships overseas. A lot of y'all see us that do relationships like the priest in an old horror movie. You know, the one he knows he has good on his side, but still a little shaky when it comes to the darkness, but he still knows that he has the power, but he's still a little meek, a little weak. That's not us. We do this because of who we are, and we stand on it. We're not hiding in the shadows, worried about people finding out. Some of you stand stronger for the gang, the frat, the organization, the brotherhood, the pill. You stand stronger and harder with them than you will for your relationship. We stand strong over here though. And this trust thing, we not fools. And you brothers out there trying to figure out how to deal with it, you're not fools either. That's why it's an issue, as it should be. In order for a relationship to move in a positive direction, trust has to be present. So how do you do it? First off, you don't. That should make it easier for some of you. She wants to be trusted by you, but trust is earned. And if you're having problems getting there, or if you haven't gotten there yet, that means it hasn't been earned yet. It starts off at 0. Then there's deposits made along the way. And fellas, she ain't earned it because she let you hit that and it was good and it was. She ain't earned it because she spent your money and she was appreciative. She ain't earned it because she was nice to you. Hold on a sec. A lot of y'all got to stop that shit. I know it feels good to have a beautiful feminine woman being nice to you, but nice don't earn your trust. You know, I'm realizing that we always telling brothers not to lead with your wallet. But at this point, we got to stop telling brothers not to lead with your feelings. That's what's causing the most problems for you. Fellas, stop leading with your feelings. So back to earning trust. You might ask, well, how does she begin to earn it? And notice I said begin to earn it because it's a process that develops over time. It can't happen at once. And here's an example of why it can't happen at once. Let's say she stops you from getting robbed or scammed. And I'm talking about you out here slipping, you lacking, and you on the table about to beat somebody's lunch. And she stopped it. Now you grateful and you telling yourself she can be trusted. You can trust her now, right? Wrong. You know why that one situation shouldn't cause you to determine that you can trust her now? Because you don't know her well enough to know if she stopped them from scamming you or robbing you, because she's going to scam you. She didn't stop them from taking your money. She stopped them from taking her money from you. You her lick, not theirs. But look, it doesn't have to be this scenario. It could be robbing you, cheating you, or cheating on you. This is why it's earned over time, and it can be lost over time. But that's a different conversation. So how does she begin to earn your trust? As we can see, definitely not as a superhero saving the day for you, but as an everyday good woman. A good woman being herself, those trust deposits will be made by her actions matching her words when it comes to you. It's effortless for her because that's just who she is. She's being herself, the good woman. But then there's the woman who's just acting like a good woman every day. Over time, she's eventually going to miss those deposits. You know why? It's not effortless for her because that's not who she is. You see, this could come off as a bit vague, but it's not. If your eyes are open, it's not vague when she shows you she can't be trusted. So you can't allow it to be vague when she shows you that she can be trusted. It's a process. The cake ain't done just because you bought the best box of cake mix home. Let that sink in. But none of this works if you lack discernment. Let's see what discernment is. The noun discernment describes a wise way of judging between things. And this context is judging between a good woman and a bad woman, or a particularly perceptive way of seeing things. Understanding something that's somewhat hidden or obscure, meaning she doesn't have to get caught with her hand in the cookie jar for you to figure out that she's a cookie thief. You should be able to identify the good and the bad without it being handed to you on a platter. See, we're supposed to get wiser with age because age has given us more experience to learn from and more time to process what we've learned. Most of us are not youngsters, so we should have gained a certain level of discernment by now. But I will say, the combination of new factors you're dealing with in these foreign lands can have you a bit discombobulated. Granted, but you can't remain in a state of discombobulation. You must be recombobulated. All jokes aside, this foreign mix does tend to cause brothers to throw caution to the wind. That's these tropical winds. And when it comes to trusting the Dominicana or any nationality overseas, one thing tends to happen in the midst of all these factors, plus the distance. Some of you get trust in her mixed up with faith in her. Can you see where this is going? Trust and faith are related, but carry different nuances. Definition of trust. Trust is typically based on experience, evidence, and or reliability. It's a belief that someone is dependable and will act in a consistent and responsible manner. The foundation of trust. Trust often stems from past interactions, observed behavior, or a history of reliability. It can be built and strengthened over time through consistent positive experiences. Now let's see faith. The definition. Faith involves a belief or confidence in someone or something, even in the absence of concrete evidence. It often extends beyond what can immediately be observed or proven. And the foundation of faith. Faith may not necessarily rely on past experiences or evidence. It can involve a sense of conviction, hope, or belief in the potential or goodness of a person. She looking good? The cheeks are cheeking at you like this. So you begin what you think is trust in her, but really, it's faith in her. It's hope in her goodness. Please let these be honest yams. What you really have is a debit card with zero balance. Then when it goes wrong, you say you trusted her. No, you didn't. You hoped in her, had faith in her, and told yourself it was trust. Remember, trust is based on past interactions, observed behavior, history of reliability, built and strengthened over time through consistent positive experiences. You've been getting trust and faith mixed up all this time. So now we're on the same page with trust and the difference between trust and faith in her. Ain't nothing but action getting cashed in. So can you trust her? Not yet. We have a couple more questions to ask. How does she feel about this trust thing? Does she trust you? If no, why not? You got to figure that out because you can't trust someone that doesn't trust you, right? And we're not going to dive into that because that her not trusting you thing, that's a whole video by itself. But if she does trust you, now it's on you. The thing about relationships is there's no shortcuts. It's all building. When you get in a relationship, you're not in a relationship with Dominicanas. You're in a relationship with your Dominicana, just like she's not in a relationship with Americanos. She's in a relationship with her Americano. There are no shortcuts to trusting her. And there's a reason for that. We just went over the reasons. It's all building. It's really a dumb question to ask if Dominicanas can be trusted. Can you trust Americanos? Okay then. But here's a tip that will help you if you genuinely want this. And it will keep everything in its proper perspective. If you haven't found a way to trust her yet because of your own barriers, not because she's shown you that she can't be trusted, but your own barriers. If you've been with her long enough to know her, here's what you can do. And it's relatively simple. You can always just trust her to be her. Love, purpose, and passports. Peace.